Alright everybody, this is Friendly Kitty here. Everyone has been asking me, everyone always asks me to do what is the best Black Mage rotation, or Black Mage AOE rotation, I should say. Everyone's like, okay, well, what is the best AOE rotation from a Black Mage to get the most? And it's like, okay. Well, it's not that complicated, but here it goes. When you first hit a fresh 50 Black Mage, people will probably be using this right here. Doing Fire 3, Fire 2s, the Blizzard 3, Blizzard 2s, rinse, repeat. And then also, once you make up to the intermediate level, people will start saying, okay, when you have Swift Cast up, you're going to do Swift Cast Flare, Transpose to Ice, and then Blizzard up there, and then come back up to here. And that's okay. That's good. It's not bad AOE. But honestly, the Fire 3 spell is just... the cast time is too long, the mana cost is too high, and the damage really isn't that amazing. So, there's this other thing you can do. It's kind of... I would say it's a slight exploit of the server latency, where you can abuse Flare by... after your Ice phase, right after you cast your Fire 3 to get your Fire stacks back up, there's a split second between when the server registers that you have Astral Fire up that you can slip in and start casting your Flare, hard cast Flare, for 2 seconds. It'll be like a 2-second cast on Flare. But by the time Flare is finished casting, it will already have your Fire 3 stacks up, and it will give full potency with a 2-second cast. And then you just transpose the Ice and loop this over and over and over and over again. Now, I'm not just talking about like a small increase in DPS. I'm talking about apples to oranges here. The difference between this and this is quite large. And I'm not here to provide a quantitative analysis so much as a qualitative. I mean, parsers are kind of suspect to some degree, but you will see an enormous difference between the two. Without further ado, I'll start off with this classic rotation. And I'll go ahead and leave the Swift Cast Flare out, because this is pretty much common between both things. Whenever you have Swift Cast up, you're going to Swift Cast Flare. And it's a good idea to hard cast Flare and then Swift Cast the Flare afterwards. However, I will mention if you're doing the 2-second cast of Flare at the beginning of this, then you will get slightly more DPS out of this. But regardless, we'll compare classic to new rotation. So this is the classic rotation of doing Fire 3, Fire 2s, and then Ice. And this is a good rotation. Only problem is the mana cost on Fire 3 is so great that it really prevents you from using very many Fire 2s. I mean, mana cost on Fire 2. It prevents you from using very many before you have to go to Ice again. And it really kind of hurts for that reason. You see there I use 3 Fire 2s instead of 4. You'll see what happens when I use 4 Fire 2s right here. You actually go too low on mana, and after you use your Blizzard, you'll be sitting there fucking mana empty for a second. That kind of restricts you to using basically 3 Fire 2s and then going straight to Ice. It's kind of an annoyance, and that's also another fault of the Fire 2 rotation. I fucked up right there. It'll be a slight blip. I'll just parse for a while longer to iron that out. The other thing is, you'll notice I'm putting 2 Blizzard 2s in between, and that's really because the cast time on Blizzard 2 is really fast. So it doesn't really benefit you to sit there doing nothing while you wait for your mana to tick. you might as well go ahead and cast Blizzard 2, even if you do clip your maximum speed just a bit. I'll parse for one more minute, and then we can take a look at the number. And keep in mind, human error is always going to be a factor in your parses and in your fights in general, so it's whatever. Alright, I'll finish this Fire 3 combo and be done. That was kinda dumb. I don't know what the fuck it's doing right there. Alright, you can see we're about 350 DPS right now. It'll probably drop a few points. But, yeah. 350 DPS. Not bad at all. It's a reasonable amount. Pretty good, but honestly, you're gonna see a big difference when I switch to this combo. It's not just like a few points here. We're talking about a lot of points. Give me a sec. I'll just have Blizzard 3 to regen mana real quick, and then let the parser reset. Alright, so this is this combo. Now, when I first go into this combo, I'm going to have to hardcast Flare, because I do not have this. And when you're actually in a fight, you may want to open with this one time, just because you're going to have to hardcast that Flare. But I'll just go ahead and hardcast the Flare anyways. Need Transpose to Ice, 2 Blizzard 2s. Wait just a hair. I guess I got 3 off. Now you'll see, I just swift cast Flare for full potency. And sometimes the cast bar will look fucked up, but it should still work as long as you're on your toes. And I can do this combo forever. Go ahead and do a third Blizzard 3 in there. That's why I typically do a third Blizzard 3, because sometimes the fucking server will interpret, it will give you a hard cast Fire 3 when you're trying to go back into Fire, so it's just, might as well just cast the Ice and be safe. Now, technically, if you're really disciplined, you could go ahead and do 2 Ice 2s right here. Or 2 Blizzard 2s, and then just wait a hair. Just wait a hair of a second before you cast your Fire 3. And then you will get a little bit more DPS out. But, I don't know. For me, when I'm in the heat of a battle, I think it's just safer to do 3 Blizzard 3s. And I'll finish it off with this last flare. Alright, that was about the same time limit of parsing. We can see 404 compared to our previous 350. And to be honest, that's actually a lot lower than I expected it to be for this video. Probably because I was talking at the same time and fucking my shit up, but and pardon my language, but anyways. So, you can see, it's not just like, oh, you're getting 10 more DPS by doing this combo, and it's just a little bit better. But no, it's a lot of extra DPS. Quite a bit. I actually would have expected it to be about 420 from just previous experiences. That's about what I hit with this combo. I probably just fucked it up a little bit. Oh, also I wasn't using Raging Strikes, that could be it, I don't know. But that's about it. And then when you start working in your 2-second full potency flare here, and then swift cast another flare, you start to get considerably higher DPS than the Fire 2 combo. Anyway, that is my basic AOE rotation guide. Hope you enjoyed.